welcome to Lesson 64. This is using money to model decimal numbers. Now the fortunate thing is you're all very familiar with money as far as the types of dollar bills that we have, the coins that we have, and we're able to use this in order to demonstrate what the place values of our decimal numbers and the value of those. Now, whenever we look at our whole numbers that we already know, we know our ones place, our tens place, hundreds, and thousands, and it continues on and on. Whenever we move to the left from one place value to another, we always move up by a multiple of 10. So to get from 1 to our tens place, you can do 1 times 10. To get from 10 to our hundreds place, you do 10 times 10. To get from 100 to the thousands place, we multiply 100 times 10 to get 1,000. So whenever we move to the left, we multiply by 10. However, when we move to the right, here, we do the opposite. We divide by 10. So I have 1,000 divided by 10 would be 100. 100 divided by 10 would be 10. 10 divided by 10 would be 1. So I move to the right, I divide. Move to the left, I multiply. So this is an example with our place value of decimals. So whenever we still have our whole numbers, and they are always to the left of the decimal point. That's where our whole numbers are, and they are still the same. We still have our ones, our tens, our hundreds, thousands, and it continues on and on. So to the right of our decimal point, we have our tenths place. Notice you say it with a THS ending, so you say tenths place. It's not tens, it's tenths. Those are two different place values. So this is our tenths place, and again, when we're moving to our right, it's just simply dividing by 10 the whole way. Then we have our hundredths place because we have 1/10 and we're dividing by another 10, so we have hundredths. And then we have hundredths divided by 10, and we have then our next place value, which is our thousandths place. Notice it's actually extremely similar to our whole numbers. The only difference is our ones place. We do not have a oneths place. That does not exist. We start with our tenths place. So basically this is our center, our ones place with the decimal, and then we move to the next place value. We have our tens on the whole number side, and with our decimal point we have our tenths. Then we would have our then we would have our hundredths. Then we would have our thousands and our thousandths. So the pattern actually continues on and on. It's what makes decimal numbers very almost easy to adjust to. So when we're going to compare it with dollars and cents, if I were to have an amount such as $6.25, I want to look at it with place value. So the importance of our place value is we still have our decimal point, and this is my dollar amount. This is how many dollar bills I would have. I'm not going to break it up into a $5 bill and a $1 bill. I'm going to look at it with place values as far as this is my $1 bills, how many $1 bills I have. If I were to move to the next place value, it would be how many $10 bills I have. Then the next place value would be how many $100 bills I have. So we're going to ignore the $5 bills, $20 bills, $50 bills, and we're sticking with the ones, tens, and hundreds so that we're familiar with our place value. Then we have this amount right here. This is our tenths place with the TENTHS, tenths place. And this is actually how many dimes I would have, because a dime is 1/10 of a dollar, meaning that it takes 10 dimes to equal one whole dollar. It takes 10 of these to equal one whole. So I can't even have a number 10 here. The largest digit I can have is a 9. So then once I move up to, if I had 10 tenths, that's the same thing as one whole. So these are very interconnected, and a lot of concepts we've already learned together. We're just kind of mixing them together or piecing them together. This is how many dimes I would have because there's 2 dimes, and this would be how many pennies I have. So we're leaving nickels out, we're leaving quarters out. We're sticking with pennies and dimes. This is how many dimes because a dime is 1/10 of a dollar, and a penny is 1/100th of a dollar, and this is our hundredths place. That's what the second place value is to the right. So $6.25 breaks down to $6, 2 dimes, and 5 pennies. That's how I would write it, or That's how I would sort it out, with as few coins as possible, a few dollars as possible, just using only $1 bills and dimes and pennies. So again, this is another visual. There's our dollar amount, and we use just single dollars. And we have our dimes and we have our pennies. So this is how the dollars and cents relate to decimal places. So we're going to go ahead and look at our first example problem, and you should be taking notes on all of these. That's what I will be grading on, and then we'll go over more practice problems in class together for better understanding. So example 1 says, what combination of dollars, dimes, and pennies makes $4.65 using the fewest dollars and coins possible? So again, we're using dollars, dimes, and pennies. We're leaving quarters and nickels out. Not even going to use those because they don't represent the place value like dimes and pennies do. So I would have $4 bills. So I'll put $4. So then how many dimes would I need? This is my 10th place. So I'm going to have 6 dimes. We're just breaking apart this place value, and that's all this is representing, because this is, of course, extremely easy, but it's important to recognize the place value and how money is related to it, since we are already familiar with that. And then this is how many pennies I have, so I have 5 pennies. And that's the fewest amount of dollars and coins possible using the dollars, dimes, and pennies. So example 2 says, what is the place value of the 4 in $6.24? We're looking for place value. I want you to go ahead and try that on your own and see if you can come up with it first. So I know that this is my 10th place, and this is my 100th place. So the way I'm going to spell that, I spell 100, just how I usually do. H-U-N D-R-E-D, then I just add T-H-S at the end, hundredths place. That's the place value that the 4 is in, and the 2 is in my 10th place. That would be, you'd spell 10, and then you would just add T-H-S at the end. And that's how we know that it is a part of a whole, using the T-H-S ending. All right, thank you so much. Like I said, again, we will be practicing more of these problems in class together. Thank you for paying attention.